Shalom, shalom. Today I'm talking about a New York kind of day. This happened when I was living in New York City back in the 80s. And I'm really hoping that this story will speak to someone or someone will hear it and send it to someone um, to be able to avoid other people finding themselves in predicaments that I found myself. It really makes a lot of difference who you associate with in your life because your associations are going to take you into predicaments, whether they're good or whether they're bad. And, anyway, I've had many miracles in my life that were straight up rescues. Okay. Had I used my good sense or not followed the crowd, I wouldn't have ended up in many of the predicaments that happened in my life. I didn't need to know the Torah to have avoided the necessity for rescues from some of my bad decisions. Common sense would have served me very well. Okay. I lived in New York City, as I said, during the 80s, and I was married to a man who is now deceased. He knew people that dealt in drugs in East Harlem. And one day he decided I should go with him to their apartment. Okay. And so we went into a rundown brownstone building that looked like it was condemned. It might have been condemned. It smelled like it was condemned. Okay. So we walked up the steps to the third floor and he knocked on the door. And I could hear some commotion in the apartment before the door was open and we were allowed to enter. Okay. When I stepped inside the room, I saw several Spanish men and one had a shotgun drawn. Okay. And my former husband said, "Hey man, put down the gun. This is my woman." So what that said to me, because the guy immediately put the gun away. He knew them people real well. Okay. There was some small talk, and about 2 minutes later, someone rushed into the room and said, "The police are on the way up here." This was all happening too fast for me to even think. Okay. All the drug paraphernalia was removed, the shotgun, it disappeared, and that wasn't the only shotgun that was in the room. Okay. And I was shoved into a small closet with a lot of people with my ex-husband. Okay. And we were told, "Do not make a sound." Okay, do you think I was going to make a sound? I was so petrified, I had to remember to breathe. Okay. It was all happening too fast for me to even think. All the, I can still remember being there in the dark, squished in with strangers, hoping and praying that I wasn't going to jail that afternoon. I know I said something like, "This is the last time I get caught up in a situation like this. The very last time." All right. We could hear the police moving about the building and eventually in the apartment. Not a whisper or a breath was heard. Then my miracle happened. The police did not discover us. They went out the apartment, went out the building. I'm going to tell you, I know the Almighty rescued me. However, if I hadn't done such a thing, I would not have needed a miracle rescue. So please remember Proverbs 13:20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Thanks for listening. Please remember to like and share and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. Shalom.